Homeward Bound, written by Ellen G. White.
We have a high priest up in heaven. Hallelujah, oh hallelujah. He's our defender before the Father. In a temple made by God, not man. Behind the veil, in a place most holy. Hallelujah, oh hallelujah. Investigating, he clears the record of those redeemed by his own blood. He's blotting out my sin in the sanctuary. He seals my bond with him in the sanctuary. Oh, up in heaven, he makes provision for me in the sanctuary. In the sanctuary, in the sanctuary.
Jesus, our High Priest.
October 18th, the books of record in heaven. The court was seated and the books were opened. Daniel 7 verse 10. In the typical service, only those who had come before God with confession and repentance, and whose sins through the blood of the sin offering were transferred to the sanctuary, had a part in the service of the Day of Atonement. So, in the great day of final atonement and investigative judgment, the only cases considered are those of the professed people of God. The judgment of the wicked is a distinct and separate work, and takes place at a later period. Judgment must begin at the house of God, and if it first begin at us, what shall the end of them that obey not the gospel? 1 Peter 4 verse 17. The books of record in heaven, in which the names and the deeds of all are registered, are to determine the decision of the judgment. Says the prophet Daniel, the judgment was set and the books were opened. The Revelator, describing the same scene, adds, another book was opened, which is the book of life, and the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books, according to their works. Revelation 20 verse 12. The book of life contains the name of all who have ever entered the service of God. Jesus bade his disciples, rejoice, because your names are written in heaven. Luke 10 verse 20. Paul speaks of his faithful fellow workers, whose names are in the book of life. Philippians 4 verse 3. Daniel, looking down to a time of trouble such as never was, declares that God's people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. And the Revelator says that those only shall enter the city of God whose names are written in the Lamb's book of life. Daniel 12 verse 1, Revelation 21 verse 27. A book of remembrance is written before God, in which are recorded the good deeds of them that feared the Lord, and that thought upon his name. Malachi 3 verse 16. Their words of faith, their acts of love are registered in heaven. Nehemiah refers to this when he says, remember me, O my God, and wipe not out my good deeds that I have done for the house of my God. Nehemiah 13 verse 14. In the book of God's remembrance, every deed of righteousness is immortalized. There, every temptation resisted, every evil overcome, every word of tender pity expressed is faithfully chronicled, and every act of sacrifice, every suffering and sorrow endured for Christ's sake is recorded.
We have a high priest up in heaven. Hallelujah, oh hallelujah. He's our defender before the Father. In a temple made by God, not man. Behind the veil, in a place most holy. Hallelujah, oh hallelujah. Investigating, he clears the record of those redeemed by his own blood. He's blotting out my sin in the sanctuary. He seals my bond with him in the sanctuary. Oh, up in heaven, he makes provision for me in the sanctuary. In the sanctuary, in the sanctuary.
Join us tomorrow for another devotional reading by God's grace. Seeing then that we have a great high priest that is passed into the heavens, Jesus, the Son of God, let us hold fast our profession.